Hi everyone, I'm Dianna Speziale and this is Tony. And we're here in Auckland, New Zealand, and we're here to just share with you a little bit about the amazing things happening here at the New Zealand Sending Hub.
Yeah, as Diana mentioned, we just kind of want to take a few minutes here and give you an overview of some of the things God is doing in us and through us here. Um, so we arrived about 11 months ago, and we're here on a 2-year assignment, and we are working to engage with the local Kiwi churches to go on mission trips, Jesus film-led mission trips throughout the South Pacific. We're also continuing on with our language strategies work of translating and recording the Jesus film into the heart language of people in the South Pacific. Really, there's twofold our main goals that we wanted to do or accomplish in our 2 years here, and that was to build a model that is sustainable and replicable to other parts of the world.
Yeah, so some of the strategies we're using here is we want to engage the local Kiwi churches to go on mission trips. We're also involving other crew ministries here at Tandem, which is it's crew, but they call it Tandem Ministries here in New Zealand. We're working with Athletes in Action, Family Life, Student Life, Work Life. We've also been re-engaging with Jesus Film translation partners that we had pre-COVID, like SIL and YWAM. And we're also establishing new partnerships here with some new ministries.
Yeah, so some of the translation and recording work or LS work that we do here is getting the Jesus film recorded. We just actually today, literally, they finished recording the 98th Jesus film in Papua New Guinea in the Kawanawha language. And that was really significant milestone because it is the last Mission 865 language left to be completed in NAO. So we're really excited about that. Plus, that language has been on hold twice. They started working on this Jesus film all the way back in 2002. So that was really a cool thing. We've already held three or four workshops here in the South Pacific. We've got another recording coming up in Papua New Guinea in March. And then we have one in the Solomon Islands going on basically simultaneously. And then there's a huge workshop that we're doing in the Eastern Highlands of PNG in May of this year, where we will be redubbing the Tok Pisin Jesus film. So that's significant because Tok Pisin is the trade language for almost 11 million Papua New Guineans. And so by redubbing it, it'll be positioned for the ASJ when that rolls out later on in 2025.
Yes, so we have taken one mission trip so far, the end of last year. It was very successful. We took a trip to Vanuatu. We trained 11 local church leaders from 8 different churches. We were training them on Jesus Film discipleship tools like the app, God Tools. We talked about next steps, and we showed them how to use the new life boxes. We also helped out at an elementary school there in Vanuatu that's run by YWAM. They had some computer issues they needed some help with, and we had a couple digital solutions guys with us on the trip, so that worked out good. We also did some street evangelism. We probably shared with about 20 different people in Port Vila using mostly Delight. The short film Delight is what we shared. And we had an amazing story with somebody named Samuel from Vanuatu, and I'll let Tony tell that story.
Yeah, so our last full day in Port Vila in Vanuatu, we were just going to do some street evangelism. We went to the waterfront there, and we were just walking up to people with our phones and showing them short films off the Jesus Film app. So I kind of spotted this man, an elderly gentleman off to the side there. and he was wearing this really bright red shirt. So I really felt led to go over and talk to him. So we did, and we sat down, and we introduced ourselves, and then I showed him the light, and so I started to engage him in a spiritual conversation when he actually stopped me and he said, 50 years ago this year, I graduated from seminary and I was on my way to become a pastor. And then he didn't go into detail what happened, but he said I had been backslidden for 50 years. And so watching Delight and seeing that film and God's love and so forth, he just asked us, he said, will you pray with me so that I can make things right with God here and now today? So that was really like the last person we talked to that day. And it was the highlight of our day for sure. And really one of the highlights of the entire trip.
Yeah, and right now we're planning trips to Tonga and Fiji this year so far. So
yeah, and we're trying to incorporate mission trips in with, like when we finish and record a Jesus film, we always have a premiere like in the village, and it's a big event. And we're trying to incorporate a mission trip and tie those two together so that if we take a church with us to that premiere, that they'll form a lasting relationship, ongoing relationship with that language group so that they can continue to minister to them, meet their needs, and disciple them. So, yeah, so thanks for giving us a couple minutes here. We just wanted to share with you some of the cool things that are happening here in New Zealand and throughout the South Pacific.
Yeah, and we appreciate your prayers. And we're here until April of 2025, and we're looking for someone to replace us and take over the mission trip part of it. So
if you'd like to come and do a 2-year stint in New Zealand, look us up. Thanks a lot, and God bless.